Well, hello there, humans, you hot diggity dog humans. Today, we're going to be talking about the new update that's coming out that's going to include a whole bunch of weapon buffs. Let's have a look at those just quickly. This is the video that PUBG Mobile have put out. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. Very upbeat. Everyone is concerned, my friend. What a lovely man. Buffing the car, the M24 and the AWM. And that's about all I want to talk about in that video. Because really that's what the most important stuff is for our gameplay. There's a lot of other stuff coming in this patch. We may touch on that in another video. I'm not certain, but I do know that what is really bugging me about this is the updates to the sniper rifles. I'm going to put some visuals of me sniping in the background here. And you can see I'm sniping because I'm a hell of a sniper. These are my credentials. These are my bona fides. Sniping is very odd to me to have to buff snipers. It's odd to me because there's nothing wrong with them and they're performing very, very well. Now, PUBG Mobile makes balance changes, I believe, usually on the performance of the weapon. So if a buff, if it gets improved, it's because the weapon's performing below other weapons. And if it gets nerfed or the performance gets decreased, it's because the weapon's not up to standard. Lately, there's been some very, very strange buffs, and yet we've not seen really any nerfs. This includes a buff for the AWM. That's just crazy. The AWM got buffed last time. I will be clear, this is the third time for some of these sniper rifles that they've received a buff. And although this isn't going to be as like seismic a change as the first big sniper rifle bolt action buff was, it is going to be a step towards a stronger AWM, which, like, why? It's going to give the AWM more limb damage. I've talked about the numbers with Hockey Rupp in the patron chat room, and I haven't done them because I couldn't get into the beta. So it's really hard to test solo. Hockey's done some good work there, and this is his concept, is that there's limb damage buffs and there's not a huge buff to base damage, etc. And it's not going to change the big ticket items for snipers, i.e. level 2 helmets get knocked in one shot from cars and M24s, and level 3 helmets get knocked in one shot from AMRs and AWMs. But giving the AWM more body damage or limb damage is crackers. Yeah, apparently a foot hits around about 32, a leg hits like 64 damage. That's a lot of damage for a leg hit. And these rifles already performed very, very well in their slot. Now, you might say, well, if they were performing so well, PUBG Mobile wouldn't buff them. And what you'd be talking about there is a problem with the player, not with the rifle. If the player can't get an AWM to work, it's not the problem of the AWM. It is the problem of the player. This is such a weird way to buff them too. Now, this is happening a lot where they buff limb damage and bullet speed. Now, bullet speed, I've already done a video on this week. If you haven't seen that video, go and watch it. It's up on the channel now, and it should be like one video ago. And it's incredibly important that you understand that bullet speed is everything in terms of CQC gunfights over 30 meters or so. But with sniper rifles, it's nice to have more bullet speed. They haven't given it. And I don't really, that would make sniper rifles more accurate. And if you're worried about the player base not being able to hit shots with sniper rifles, that's exactly what you'd buff. But that's not what's been buffed here. It's just a base damage buff, which means shots on people that miss are punished not at all. It's the same concept as the AKM, where it's you miss a level 3 vest shot. So instead of hitting the vest for 25, I think it is, or 21, 25. Yeah, it's 25. Where are we? AKM. 21. No, I was wrong. 21.56 to a vest. You hit them for 32 to a leg. That's 30% more damage to a leg if you miss with an AWM than if you hit the vest. Like, why are we rewarding this stuff? Why are we making buffs to sniper rifles and ARs that just don't need it? And all this is going to do is make it easier to kill people. And I don't know that the game needs faster time to kills. It seems like the best part of PUBG Mobile is the intensity of the match. Like, buffing the AWM at all is nuts. And they also don't mention the Mosin Nagant, which is a startling kind of thing because the Mosin was introduced as the slot between the M24 and the Kar 98K. The Mosin is the gun that has slightly more bullets, less bullet speed than the M24, but slightly more damage than the Kar 98. And those two things combined to give it a theoretical slot. I mean, for me, it's just not. It's like there's a real difference now between the Scar L, the AUG, and the M416. But you don't get that same kind of difference with the Mosin, the M24, and the Kar 98. I just don't think there's enough gradation between the weapons. I will reserve full judgment until we get a good hard look at the raw numbers, because we have had patches where the numbers have changed between beta and full release. But this was a video from the PUBG Mobile official channel. And if you haven't subscribed, you want to see news early, well, they generally drop it. So you should. It's an odd one to me that is a video from the PUBG Mobile official channel and they would then change the stats. But crazier things have done it before. So maybe that's the case. For me, I just think that the sniper rifle has a beautiful place in the meta. It works incredibly well on certain maps like Miramar and is less exciting on certain maps like Noosa, etc. I also want to point out that changed the NS 2000. Hopefully it sticks. The big problem with that gun and why people don't use it is there's a huge difference between the rate of fire when you zoom in and when you are zoomed out. So when you ADS in, it slows down the rate of fire, which means you want to use it in CQC and hip fire, but then if you have to ADS at someone at 20 meters away, it slows the rate of fire down and slows the damage down and means you probably die. You get the same issue. Oh, hang on. I've run out of thingo. Let's run that again. You get the same issue with the AMR. The AMR's the only sniper rifle that I'd like to see changes to. It needs to have at least another 5 rounds in the boxes. 10 rounds is not enough for that weapon, especially not considering that none of the targets that it's really built for, like cars, die or get blown up in under 2 to 3 rounds. So that needs that change, but it also needs to have a faster rate of fire. The auto fire, the biggest problem I have with the AMR, apart from the ammo loadout, is I'll press the gun, shoot, hit the target, press it again to auto fire again, and there's no round there, and then I have to take the finger off, press it again, and and then I miss my aim, and it's a nightmare. I am going to be waiting with bated breath. I will really salute PUBG Mobile, though. You guys have to take your hats off to them. I've never played a game where they update content and change things so often and are constantly trying to keep the game interesting and alive. So hats off to PUBG Mobile for that. I'm Bushka. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Please. Just be a nice guy. Be a nice girl. Be a nice binary human. And freaking subscribe to the channel, you grubs. And share the videos if you think they're worthwhile too, because we do a lot of stuff on here that you don't see around most of the other parts of the world. Until next time, look after yourself, stay safe on the battlefield, and bye for now.